Well, howdy, howdy, howdy again, my friends. Excuse the mess. I got this yarn in from RR. She sent me a bunch of yarn. And what I'm doing is, if it's similar colors, I'm winding it all into one ball. And if it's not, but it's close, like yellows, and then watch. This goes into a darker shade of yellow. I'm making basically essentially yarn cakes. That's fun. I'm going to make yarn cakes, um, you know, of variegated yarns, like yellow that goes into a little darker yellow that then goes into an orange, and then we'll go into a red, and that'll be fun. Like I said, it all gets used, guys. But anyway, crap. Oh no. Okay, back. But anyway, while I do this, I thought I would talk to you guys about. I usually throw at least one extra video on a Sunday, and this week's video is a little bit of a harder topic for me. I talked to my husband about it earlier, and what it is a topic of when you have an angry mother. I essentially always had a very angry mother. No, Charlie. And I believe that this stems from the fact that my mother always had problems with any females in her life. And I'm pretty sure if I had been born male, we would have been okay. But I wasn't, so, because she always had trouble with her own mother. She always had trouble with her sister. Or any female, for that matter. The earliest memory I have of my mother was when I had to have been between 1.5 years and 2 years old. I was in the crib, and I had smeared feces all over the crib and the wall, which is not uncommon for babies to do. Very disgusting, but, we all have heard of it done, seen of it done, all of that. Anyway, I remember her coming in there and I just remember her being so mad at me. My mother being so mad at me. It wasn't uncommon for me to come home from school, and you never knew how mad she was going to be. You could literally walk in the front door and get a spanking, which would basically essentially turn into a beating, for something you did the night before. Her favorite thing to do was to dismantle my room, decide my room wasn't clean enough. So you might walk in there, everything would be pulled out of your drawers, your closet, your toy box, all dumped in the middle of your floor, and you had to clean it before you could go to bed and still do your homework and your chores. Or she would dump everything in the middle of my bed, so there's no way I could go to bed that night until I got it all clean. Or another favorite trick was, you might come home and she might have decided to take it upon herself to clean, and you would with half your toys gone. And but you just never knew what you were going to get. Sorry, I have kind of a flashback there. Or a favorite thing, and I was young enough, I had to stand on a chair to do the dishes. But she might come in and wake you up at midnight because she decided you hadn't done the dishes well enough. And you would get back up at midnight and redo those dishes. And I mean, that water would be scalding hot, where you would just be screaming. She always ran pure hot water, and, she would tell you to shut up or she'd give you a reason to cry. But you never knew. He's always angry at me. And you know, I was watching that one show, Queer as Folk, and one of the characters were talking about, what she always wanted from her mother was the one thing she really never could have, which was unconditional love. And I'm like, amen, sister, because that's definitely, even though, I'm not lesbian or anything, that's one thing I never could have. But and it's like the thing with the bed, with the bedroom and stuff. It wasn't infractions like that were that severe. It might have been that I shoved a few toys under my bed. You know. Uh, I mean, she would do things like take my mattress out on the front lawn and decide to have it air dry, with all the pee stains because I was a bedwetter, because I had a medical condition. And of course, I went to school with all these kids and stuff, so yeah, that was great, Their favorite nickname for me, well, and that she gave me too, was Piss Pot, but my mother always was very angry. I mean, you never knew what would send her off into a rage, and even the last time that I saw her, nothing had changed, and when you're, at that time, almost 50 years of age, and it's like, really? I mean, it always, and I was just singled out. It wasn't my brother. Now, my brother was born with some physical problems, which were corrected surgically. She's always been, his shining knight, and, could do no wrong, and everything, and, but, I mean, there were no happy birth stories of me being born or anything. There were of him, but not me. They always talk about what a miracle it was he survived and all this and that, but there was none of that hallelujah talk about my birth. I was just told, they cried at how ugly I was. Well, if you spent 3 days in a birth canal, stuck up her hoo-ha, you would have been a little distorted looking too, I mean, yeah, I was a severe conehead at that point in time. I mean, but anyway, I just thought I would share, if you have a parent that it's like you never could do anything right with, it's not you, it's them. It's like I've never fit in with my family, with my parents and stuff. I never was good enough, with my mother and stuff. And now, my brother be the biggest fuck up there is, and he is. But, they can still see no wrong in anything he does, and probably why he still lives with them, as far as I know. And, after he got done living with us and for a while, but that's, that's great. That's good for them. I've been thinking about this for a few days, and then when we were talking with Mark and some of the stuff that they'd been going through and stuff, and it just kind of, I was talking to my husband about it, and, but I mean, I hated coming home from school because you never knew how mad you were going to get, or if you went to tell her that, yeah, you were being bullied in school, and this is getting to be a huge problem, she would just say, well, what did you do to make them do that? They wouldn't just do that. Okay. Yeah, they would just do that, I mean, it happens all the time. It was so bad that the playground teacher saw how badly I was being bullied and had it set up to where I could just eat and this is in grade school, mind you, that I could just eat my lunches in in the library. Yep. And I loved it. I loved it. I got to just eat my lunches in the library, and I just stayed in there and just read books and stuff. And I absolutely loved it. My playground teacher's name was Mrs. Jones, and she must have known something with because she didn't go to my principal, who would go to my mother about it or anything. You know. I mean, occasionally they would send me home from school because I stunk so bad, and I already told you guys a story about that. But wetting the bed and not being allowed to bathe before you went to school. But, of course, I guess part of that was probably because she might have had to have gotten up. But anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that and then show you guys this is what it's like. This started out with a yellow, and then it went into a little bit darker of a yellow, into an orange, into the red. So your own yarn cake. And this is just one of those. This is just some of those that R sent me. So, isn't that cool? So, anyway, I hope if any of you took some, got some help with, I know a lot of other of you that have been raised by the angry mother. And remember that the angry mother, the problem is with them, not you. So, love you guys, and I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.